everyone, welcome back. I have a little tutorial for you today on doing an insert for your journals, kind of an insert or a pocket page, so to speak. So this is what it would look like if it was, sewn into your journal or incorporated into your signature. So we have a plain sheet here, and then we have a pocket, and then as you flip through the journal and you find the other half of it, we have another pocket here, a side pocket, and then this flips open with two more pockets on the inside. So that's what we're going to learn to make today. Let me go ahead and pull that out of the signature so I can use it for a template. What you're going to need to do this project is a sheet of tabloid paper, 11 by 17 paper. You can get this at office supply stores like Office Max, Office Depot, Staples, or you can probably find it online on Amazon. It is 11 by 17 inches, and like I said, it's what they call tabloid size. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is fold our paper in half. Lengthways. Or this would be, yeah, widthways actually. My paper's crispy from being coffee dyed, so it's wanting to fight against me. Okay, so that's our first fold. Okay, and then we also need to know the height that we want our paper to be, or our insert to be in the journal. So I'm just going to use a sheet out of my signature right here to help judge that height. And what I'm doing is I'm just lining it up here, or maybe just putting it slightly below my signature paper. And I'm just going to fold up. That way I make a mark. And that's going to give me the height without, measuring. So that way I know it's going to fit inside my journal without sticking out from the top or the bottom. Okay, and doing so, now we have our height, but we also have the start of our pocket row. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it back in half again. I'm out here with the rabbits if you hear some funny noises. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to want to do is fold in half again. One of them thinks she needs to sharpen her nails, I guess, so she's scratching on the plastic on the back of her cage. We have them inside right now because it got very, very, very cold outside again. Okay. All right, so now this is essentially what we have now. Then to create this pocket here, we're going to take this part and we're going to fold it again. I'm going to zoom you down just a hair so you can get a better view of what I've done. So, okay, so we folded up for our height, and that gives us our pocket. We folded in half, and then we've essentially folded in half again. Okay, so this piece right here is the one we want to work with now. And I flipped it over here so I could get a better grip on it, and I'll show you what I'm doing here in just a second. So I'm essentially just folding the edge back about 3/4 of an inch. I'm not measuring it, okay? So now what I've done there is I've created this, okay? And what it does is it sturdies up our paper for our pocket, okay? So we don't have just a single layer there. We have it doubled so we can have our side pocket, okay? And then this would be our flip out. Okay, now the next thing we would want to do would be to sturdy up this pocket right here. So this is just a single sheet of paper, and with repeated use of putting tags and journaling cards in and out, you don't want this to get torn, especially if your tags are embellished. You don't want the embellishments to eventually tear that. So what I've done is I've taken, you can take ribbon or fabric ribbon, seam binding, bias tape for quilting, hem tape, anything like that. Just even any kind of simple trim that you can sew or glue onto here is going to sturdy up that edge and keep it from ripping. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I don't need it on this part that was folded back, okay? Because that's just going to get glued. So I really only need it to be the length of this. Let me go ahead and just cut it off. Okay, now I'm going to take it over to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch it on. Okay, so hang on just a second and I'll bring you with me. Okay, so we want to attach this to the top of our pocket. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and unfold it for the time being. And we're just going to stitch this down the length of what would be the top of our pocket all the way. And I'm just doing it in one big hem or stitch. I'm doing a zigzag stitch. You could do decorative stitching here or a straight stitch. Whatever you wanted to do. The idea is just that we are sturdying up that edge so it doesn't get torn. Okay. All right, now let me back us out just a hair, maybe slide my machine out of the way. Okay. There we go. So it's going to go just like that. And that will be our pocket. So the next thing I want to do now is this little bit that we folded over, I want to go ahead and glue it back to itself back here. And the reason I want to do that is so that when I'm pulling things in and out of this side pocket, nothing gets caught on that. Okay, so if I glue it down, nothing will get caught on there. So I'm sorry for the funny camera angle at the moment from the sewing machine. Let me bring us down there. There we go. I am not in my normal spot. I am in a different room or area of the house because, like many of you people, everybody's home because everything is canceled and shut down. So hubby will be home from work for the next at least a week, as the factory he works at is shut down for at least a week. Daughter's home from college for the rest of the semester. They've moved all their classes online, so doing videos privately may be a little hard for a while. Okay, so I've glued that down, and then now what I want to go ahead and do is ink this up just a little bit. Let me back you out of here. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this on camera because it won't take but a second. So this coffee dyed paper is some that I do when I do the doily effect on the dyed paper. And these are some of the papers that I've just thrown underneath others, you know, when I'm doing the nice ones. So it's pretty grungy, and that's okay. I just thought, well, if I'm dyeing, you know, perfectly looking papers, I might as well throw a few sheets underneath it so I can have some others that get dyed in the process. And I'm just kind of getting the folds and the creases just a little bit. My lighting looks kind of weird because I'm moved over a tad. It may make it look even weirder, but okay. All right, so we are inked up. Put this aside. And now we are going to do some stitching. Now you could do glue instead if you didn't want to do machine stitching, but I like the look of the machine stitching. So what we're going to be doing is stitching here and here to create this side pocket, okay? And because I like the look of it to look all the way around, I'm probably going to run my stitching, you know, the rest of the way through here, okay? let me bring my machine back into the picture. There we are. Got a nice little glare there, don't we? Maybe, oh well, that'll work good enough, right? Okay, so this is my side pocket, okay? So I'm just going to stitch this, just this portion right here, okay? Let me show you one more time on the finished one so we don't have any confusion there, okay? This is where the side pocket is. All I'm stitching right now is this, okay? And then I'm going to carry my stitching the rest of the way through. We just want to make sure we don't glue it or, you know, stitch it down like this. I'm going to unfold that, okay? And I could stop right there because that's the end of my fold, but I'm just going to go ahead and run it through the rest of the page and it will be decorative. So these stitches don't have anything to do with any sort of function. They're just purely decorative right there. Okay, so we've got part of our pocket sewn down. Now I want to sew the other part. And instead of starting here, I'm just going to go ahead and start on the far edge of my paper. And again, so it looks decorative. So there is, let me back us out. There is our side pocket now, all complete, okay? We have stitching across the top, we have stitching now across the bottom, and we have our pockets, okay? And now we need to close up this pocket. So easy peasy, just gonna run a line of stitching down this side. Done with the machine, so I'm just gonna move that out. All right, and so now we've created our pocket page, our insert. So let me bring our signature back in. So you would want to do this, of course, before binding. So, you know, you got my papers all selected, okay, and then what I would do is just figure out where I want this to go. And I'm just going to put it in just like this, okay? And then you would go ahead and find your center and sew your journal signature in just as you normally would, and you would have this extra little insert inside, okay, to put your tags in. So you've got your side pocket, and you have a little pocket here, and then you have pocket here, and here, and then you have one over here. And then it's stitched all the way around, and so, you know, it gives it that lovely decorative effect. And then you could go ahead and decorate this up however you wanted to. You know, if you wanted to put some embellishing on here, or just leave it blank for writing. And same thing with all the rest of your pockets here. If you wanted to decorate them up, go for it. Otherwise, leave them blank, and you can use all that for writing space. But it makes a neat little feature in your journal, and it was really simple and easy to put together. So yeah, look, less than 15 minutes and we're already done. So there you go. All right. That's it for me for today. Stay safe out there, guys. Be well. I love y'all. Happy crafting. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.